And a 20.
Ooh, switch sides.
Hello, welcome to Bars and Bells. My name is Lauryn.
And I'm Ian.
And this is our strength and swings class.
First of the year.
The first of the year. So welcome back and welcome to 2022, where there's more fun in store for you.
You got it. We have our kettlebells here. Grab yours, light bell or a heavy bell, but there's no rush to get to that heavy bell because we'll use our body weight first and check in with those bells in just a second. Starting at the head neck, extension and flexion. Extension, gently look up. Flexion of the neck, a chin tuck, moderate looking down. Up again one more time, extension, flexion, looking straight ahead. From here, lateral flexion extension, ear to shoulder. Pull down on that short side to stabilize that movement, other ear to shoulder. Pull down to stabilize, ear to shoulder the other way. Checking in on these little movements before we get to the big stuff. Mobilize the head neck. Lastly, with our rotation. Chin tuck in. I'll look over my right shoulder to look towards Lauryn. And then center. And then again. Then through center. And repeat one more time. It's live. Sometimes these things happen. So do the chin tuck rotation. Thank you for that tidbit, Lauryn. And last rotation, finishing center. Let's regain our focus here. Okay. So same actions through the rib cage. Flexion, bring the ribs towards those hips and you might feel your abdominal brace. Then lift up, but avoiding the back bend. Move through the rib cage only. Flex the rib cage forward. Extend once again. Now, lateral bend. Rib cage, sideways bend. Pull down on the short side to stabilize as you return through center. Lateral bend the other way. Pull down on the short side, stabilize the move. And last time, take your breath. Check in. Final repetition to the lateral bend. And then to that tall place. Keep those hips forward. Keep the head forward. Retract gently, squeezing those shoulder blades. Now, a little rotation through that T-spine. The textbook again tells us about 25 degrees here. So if our sternum looks forward at midnight, the rotation provided by the spine here might be towards that 1 o'clock position on the clock face. Last time in our rotation, return to center. Lauryn, do a quick foot warm up and we'll transition ourselves to the floor.
To the feet. Let's gently peel that foot to that lunge position so the ball of the foot's on the floor and the toes. Pushing weight straight down into that as we'll do some get-ups today. So this is your lunge foot. From here, point or push into the floor to point. Gently flex over the toes. Now allow the foot to wing out, keeping the knee facing straight ahead. Now pull the ankle back underneath you. Roll back over the toes to the pointy point, through the ball of the foot, and then heel comes down. One more time on the other side. Peel that heel up off the floor. Push that weight straight down first. Feel that lunge foot, then point. Gently flexing over those toes. As we're here, the knee will stay forward, but the ankle will wing out. Now pull that ankle back in line. Get to pointy point, through the demi point. Heel comes down, hip extends. From here, let's just gently push our knees towards over our toes. Hang out, I'm kind of rocking back and forth here a little bit. Then let's find a balance, staying the same height and rolling to the balls of those feet. Stay the same height, put the heels back down. See if you can sink a little lower. Try the same thing. Roll up. This time we'll change heights going down in our elevator. Knees touch the floor, soft landing. Come back. Let's extend, warming up our wrists, and we'll go from there. With our arms out in front of us, our shoulders retracted, our elbows already straight, hinge at the hips, fingertips down. Let's get all 8 whole fingers down with the callus line. Our thumbs and our palms are up, but our elbows are straight. Rock and roll from the pinky to the index finger, the pinky to the index finger. Then keeping those elbows straight, try to find the floor with your palms. Once the palms are down, let's do some donation rotations. What that means is our shoulders are packed right now, our elbow pits are facing forward. Without changing anything in your shoulders, rotate those pits to face backwards. Repeat again. What you're doing here is trying to rotate the humerus or that long bone in the upper arm. It's not so funny when you hit it. Rotate those elbow pits forward. Now let's go into some wrist extension. So pull on the floor, drifting your shoulders towards over fingertips, and then press yourself back. Do that one more time. Shoulders towards over fingertips or wrist extension. And then this time, push back so much, flick the floor away. Shake it out. We'll do one more wrist. I like this for our get-ups. We'll do a rotation. So palms will face each other. Again, elbows straight as you come down, fingertips, calluses, elbows straight, palms. From here, let's feel the energy and the forces. Push your right fingers into the floor, and that'll send you to the left. Push your left fingers into the floor, and that'll send you to the right. Repeat one more time each way, ensuring your elbows remain straight and your shoulders remain packed. Come back through center, peel the palms away, flick, flick, and come back up. From here, shall I continue? Oh, you go. Lunge.
Go. Lunges. I'll go. From the lunge, take a single leg out in front. From here, posteriorly tuck both hips, scooping under, then anterior tip or that cow shape in the hips, tip back. Now keep the front leg in that tip back as you tuck under, or that scissor cue, in those hips for the lunge. Relax the tension. Open up that leg to the side. That's a nice get-ups pose as well as you prepare for our warm-up here. And now this hip and that hip, do both. Tuck under. I'm overselling that a little bit. We don't need to slouch, but then do that tip back. Keep the lateral facing leg tipped back and tuck under with a bum squeeze this leg that you're kneeling on. Then just relax. Then go towards the front again. And from here, get towards the toe tip on the front. For a couple in a row, go from that toe tip to the toe point. Make room in that hip that you're kneeling on. I think you mean pointy point. Pointy point. Very technical terms here. Return to the pointy point and then slide across the floor, extending the hip through. Same thing on the other side. With both hips, yes, we have two. We'll posteriorly tuck, scooping under. Then anterior tip, tailbone tips back. Keep the front leg in that position in the hip as you scoop the punch back under with the kneeling hip. Stay there, relax the effort. Open that leg to the side, ensuring the hips are as level as possible. Same effort. Scoop underneath, tip to the back, then keep the lateral leg there as you try to do the opposite action or that cat-like action in the hip of the kneeling leg. Relax the effort. Then return to the front, to the tippity top or pointy point.
Pointy point.
Pointy point.
I don't know why that's so hard.
And then down to that lunging style foot. Then repeat once or twice more. With the last one to the tip of the toe, extend the hip that you're kneeling on and bring it underneath. From this tall kneels position, a quick check-in on those shoulders. Start in our W shape. With the hands in the W, let's keep the ribs down, the bum squeezed. Elevate the shoulders and then pull down. Protract, spreading those shoulder blades, and then retract, pulling back together. Extend the elbows out to the side like a T. Out here, same effort to shrug and pull down. Protract, and then retract as to squeeze a pencil between your blades. Lastly, towards the Y shape overhead. Effort to shrug, stiffen those elbows, pull down, protract forward, retract, that's a tough one. And then like our pressing groove, let's just return those hands to this rax position or the W at the side, and then extend those elbows and never forget the little wiggle.
Never.
From here, Lauren, though, I know you had your eyes on something. What'd you have next?
Planks.
Planks. Very cool.
So we're going to be doing some swings. And maybe it's been 2 weeks since you swung last because it was Christmas. And that's good for you. We ate lots of cheese and didn't swing at all. It was awesome. Let's place our hands down on the floor. Lift those hips up into the air by tucking the toes or from the knees. Lift the hips extra high. Now tilt the tailbone to the ceiling. Now do the opposite by scooping under, squeezing your cheeks, and dropping into a plank position. Here, our shoulders are packed. We feel those lats like we're juicing an orange in our armpits, pulling our shoulders down. We could take a punch in the stomach and our abs are braced, and our cheeks are squeezed hard. Hold. Feel all that tension. This is the top of your swing for 4, 3, 2. Now you're going to push the floor forward and back, lifting the hips, tilting the tailbone towards the ceiling. As you do this, you might want to step your feet just slightly wider. We're going to walk our hands back and end up in our hinge position. That means by the time we're back here, we have a nice long spine, vertical shins, and by driving those hips through. Let's just stay in this position and continue for 5 more hinges. Chop those hips back. Feel that load again on the hamstrings and the glutes. Toes are gripping the floor. Now drive down and away to send those hips all the way back up. Repeat. Chop hips back. Feel that load. Boom. Drive hips through. 3 more times. Chop. Hinge. Pop. Back up. Last 2. We're practicing our swing groove here, so when we get the bell in our hands, we know what to do. Last one is those hips go back, and then they come through to tall, tall. We're going to hinge one more time, and we're going to walk back out to a plank. So let's do that again. Chip chop. Walk yourself back out. In that plank position, did you want to do anything differently, Ian?
No, sounds good.
Let's lift those hips up extra high.
Feels good too.
Tip the tailbone to the ceiling, then tuck it under, connecting your ribs to your hips. You now should be in a nice straight line. Your shoulders, your cheeks, all on the same plane. As you pull the floor together underneath you, pull your right hand to your right foot and your left hand to your left foot at the same time. Now pull your right hand to your left foot and your left hand to your right foot and feel that cross tension. And keep breathing, but keep the brace for 4, 3, 2, retip the tailbone to the ceiling, pushing the floor forward, lifting the hips, bend the knees, walk back to the hinge, up, and away. This time,
single leg hinges. Great for balance, and it's a great way to feel that load on the hips. Set up your feet as Lauryn described, maybe just a little bit wider this time in your hinging position. Then, hinge on those hips. The butt is higher than the knees. Transition weight to one side as I choose loading up my right. Then point the other toe, pointy point, and take it straight towards the back. Hang out here for 5 seconds or so, and very gradually extend the knee by pulling the femur bone into the hip. Then, extend through. As you do that on a single leg, we hope that more load goes into the lateral bum and the medial quad. From here, pointy point. Then, circle around. It's likely your knee came off vertical, so aim, just like our hinge, to keep the shin vertical here. Hang for a second, and then hip extend through. One more time each. Hingey hinge. Weight transfer.
Don't you overuse the pointy point.
Then circle around. Pull the leg into the hip to create that nice compression, and hips through with strength. Last repetition. The slower you go, the harder it is. Slow with that circle around. Keep the spine nice and long. Look for those ways to load up the hips and then extend through, always remembering to wiggle. From here, reviewing some of our basics, we're turning to our kettlebells now and getting into some kettlebell holds and bodyweight squats.
We will be exploring 4 different holds today. I have my light/medium load. What do you have? Actually, I might exchange.
My heavy to heavier bell.
I'll have the other bell. Excuse me. Just
Okay.
going to change bells here. So I have my medium weight bell here, as I have practiced with this bell in the last couple of weeks. If you're just getting back into it, maybe choosing your light load. We're going to start with our suitcase carry. I like to pick this up from standing right over top of my bell position. Dropping your hips into your hinge. Grip with one hand. Make sure both shoulders are square to the floor as you pack. Brace, hup, bring the suitcase beside you. Once that bell is beside you, let's take a look at the clock, make sure our timing is appropriate, and we're gonna hold this bell. If I was lazy, this bell would pull me over, but I'm not lazy. So this side is working extra hard to keep me upright. For 3, 2, then bring the bell to the front, use your hinge, both hips go back, square up without. Same thing on the other side. Hip hinge, grip with the other hand, square up to the floor, pack shoulder, brace and lift. Bell comes beside body. Again, my feet are rooted in the floor, both cheeks are squeezed, that opposite side working hard. This shoulder is slightly elevated, slightly retracted. That'll allow the bell to stay off the body. For 3, 2, pull it in front, use your hinge, Put the bell down. Quivering.
Warming up the grip strength and getting familiar with that kettlebell hold. From here, let's talk about our squats. If our hip hinge or swing, the butt stays above the knees, check, check. In our squat, it aims to get below. Oh, that's a brave one, Lauryn. I know what we did a week ago on squats, but here we go. This is our low squat. How do you feel at your low position? Feel free to change your feet. Until then, let's just press back up, adjust just that little bit, and pull ourselves down. Pull the heels together, create that nice safe tension to descend in your squat. Hang out. Keep your upper body as tall as possible, moderate chin tuck, then push away from center to extend those hips to tall. We'll come back to some squats in a second, but more holds with Lauryn.
We're gonna go to our goblet hold this time. What this will look like is we'll be hinging to pick up our bell, pick it up from the top, re-grip down the sides, and holding that bell in the goblet position. Here we go, over top, hinge, grip the top. As you pull, you'll re-grip down the horns. Once here, bell is not resting on my chest. Shoulders are lightly retracted, oranges engaged in the armpits. Ribs to hips, squeeze your cheeks, it's like you're in a standing plank. If you'd like to add some more, look through the window. Make sure, as you're looking through the window, that the window stays open and you don't just lower your neck to continue looking through. We're gonna hold for 4, 3, 2, re-grip, hinge, bell goes down. Whew.
Add those wiggles. Return to your squat stance. Take your time to pull low. This might be low enough, or get a little bit lower. From here, keep your foot rooted. That means big toe and pinky side heavy, and take your knee and bring it towards the middle. Then bring it towards the out or the back. Repeat. Keep your foot heavy, particularly the pinky as you roll in on the hip, then pull out and press to tall. Repeating one more time, pull ourselves down. Keep your pinky heavy as you go in on the hip, then return out. One more time on the other side, in, out, push away from center. Squeeze your butt, brace your core, and then shake it out.
All right, back to another hold. This time, we're in our rack position. We'll pick up the bell with a cheek clean, pull it into our rack position. Here we have our wrist that lines up with our elbow. It's in tight and it's not resting on our chest. Over top of your bell. Maybe quarter turn that handle. Using your hinge, one hand grips, second hand cuddles. Keep it tight to the body, zip, punch. Do your checklist. Feet rooted, all cheeks squeezed, all abs braced, forearm vertical, wrist nice and straight, not getting pulled into that extension by the bell. Or flexion. Extension. Extension. 10 more seconds here. Thinking about maybe pressing this bell one day. Maybe today, maybe not today. 3, 2, or 3, 2, 1. Down. Whew. Shake it out. Same thing on that second side. Using your hinge, chip chop, one hand grips, second hand cuddles, pull, zip. Vertical forearm, feet rooted, cheeks squeezed, core braced. Beside your chest, wrist on nice and straight, holding, thinking about what it would take to press this bell.
Full body tension, Lauryn, that's what.
Bell. 5, and a positive attitude. 3, 2, 2 hands, hinge, put it down.
There we go. One more repetition of that squat. This time, let's just have a little bit of fun with a small weight transfer. Make sure your station is clear. Let's pull ourselves down into our squat. From here, push away and transfer to a single leg. Then open, toe ball heel, accept that landing, and power to the other side. Extend the knee, toe ball heel. Stay low or climb the leg just that little bit, and then point. Accept that landing, toe ball heel, and balance on the other side. Climb if you can, point, toe ball heel. One last time. We all know I'm obsessed with the ballet, but we can break some of those rules too for fun and function. Down. And then Lauryn's got it one last time. We can climb, extend, and point. Toe ball heel through the middle, and then shake it out. Oh, there's one more place, Lauryn, to put that kettlebell, isn't there?
There's one more place to put that kettlebell. There sure is. That place is over our head. Depending on how your body's feeling, we could A, press this bell strictly to get it overhead. B, use a little bit of a push press or a guided assist up. Depends on how you're feeling today. Or keep it in that rack position and just hold it back there again. Option C. Ready? First, to the rack position. Zip. Then to the overhead. Once it's in. Same checklist as every other position. Feet rooted. Stacked underneath that bell. There might be a slight weight shift, but notice the difference between this hip and this hip. Find that happy balance. Ideally, our bicep is beside our ear, our elbow straight, as is the wrist. We're gonna hold for 3, 2, now I want you to pull it down super slow. 4, 3, 2, and park. Nice.
On the way up today, we described slower, and Ian doesn't really go slow. So
well,
keep things slower, Lauryn.
Just in terms of get-ups, really.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. Second side. Hip hinge. Grip to rack. Hup, and hup. Overhead. Once that bell is there, that shoulder is packed, meaning it's not elevated, reaching to the sky, but packed into the lats. Elbow straight. Ribs to hips. Cheeks are squeezed. Feet are rooted. Once you have this nice straight line where joint stack, joint stack, joint stack, it should actually be relatively easy to keep that bell here. In 4, 2, now pull that bell down for 4, 3, 2, and park. Excellent.
Excellent indeed. We'll squat with kettlebells a little bit later this semester, but right now, in the vein of our strength and swing name, let's review, or at least get into some of those two-handed swings.
Whoa. Today's goal is 50 swings, done in the I go, you go fashion. I go 5, Ian goes 5. I go 10, Ian goes 10. 5, 5, 10, 10. Pick one of us and swing with one of us, and then the other person you get to rest. Until then, let's do our little quick routine of warming up our swings, which will be 3. So it'll be, I'll do it really quick. It'll be 3 hike passes. 1,
3 hike
2,
passes.
3.
Stop swings. 1, 2, 3. Then 3 consistent or consecutive repetitions. 2 and 3. Lauryn will call it out for your benefit and mine, because yes, counting and performing is tough. So Lauryn, if anyone can do both those at the same time, it's you.
It's only a 3. We should be good. Hip hinge, grip bell, pull to hike, park. Pull, park, one more time, hike, park. This time 3 stops, pull, swing, through, park, repeat. One more like so. This time 3 continuous. 1, 2, 3, park. Excellent. How'd that feel, Ian?
It always gets the heart rate going those first couple. So remember to breathe with your kettlebell on that exertion. And then while we're resting, in slow and out slower for control. As Lauryn said, this is an I go, you go. And we'll start with Lauryn first. It's 5 consecutive swings. So grab your bell, 5 swings with Lauryn here. If you didn't grab your bell, that's okay. You and I will do some swings together in about 1 rep. So we should get going. Set it up.
Team Ian, if you were with me, we're resting. We're breathing in and out our nose. We're taking our time. We're shaking it out. And we're preparing to do 10 swings here.
5s are so nice. 10s gotta add up. But 10 swings, or for you at home, choose a number that's low and then high. For us, that's our 5s and 10s. The feet are heavy, the glutes squeeze. That breathing out on the exertion where that kettlebell blasts away from the hips. Park it, shake it, and switch it.
Team Ian here for 10. This is a little bit more of our advanced class. So getting right back into swings without too much talk on technique. Please review other of our YouTube videos for more information and detailed breakdown of the swings.
There's only about 1,200 YouTube videos compiled over the past 2 years. So yes, take your time getting into your routines here. The body weight hinge, the body weight groove, the timing drills. There's a whole host of resources to help you with your swing.
Team in 5. One of the biggest things with your swings is keeping that core brace. That's why we practice our planks before, as well as our hinges. Keep the brace at the top of your swing, as well as out the back in that low hinge.
There's always that plank tension in the swing, but extreme tension there, and there, and there at the top. High tension throughout, extremely high tension at the top part of that swing. Take a second to catch your breath. When Lauryn's done 10, it's our turn next.
You'll notice as we swing that our spine never flexes nor extends. We keep that nice long line as if there's a metal rod running through our core. Don't curl or break over it. That's when problems arise.
5, which is so nice. Something low, something high, and come back to that number you could do again and again. For us, that's 5. Oh, comes around quick though.
Take your time. If you need a little extra rest, no problem. Take it. 5 swings. Your 5 swings should be the same amount of power as you do in your 10 swings. If you're saving your energy, do less swings.
That's right. And if you could do 20 of them, maybe invest in a slightly heavier kettlebell or find a way to make it exceptionally hard. It doesn't always have to be heavy. It doesn't always have to be 100. But no matter what, powerful and consistent. Whew. Hope she's keeping track because I wasn't.
10.
10.
Team in 10. Those lower, whoa, it's really hard to talk right after you swing. Those lower amount of reps in our swings allow us to practice that consistent bracing, to practice that consistent pattern. So don't feel bad about dropping those numbers and staying powerful. You said what, 10?
10. So I think you have one more set of 5.
Yeah.
One more set of 5. I believe so. We'll review that after. Let's trust it right now. Because 5, 2, 3, you got it, Lauryn. 5 right now feels like just enough.
And this last 5, if everything went according to plan, will bring us to a grand total of 50 swings. So finish that up.
Finish.
Now, let's close our mouths. Open our nostrils. Take some big inhales in and some strong, forceful exhales out. Here we go. In and really dragging it. One more time. In and dragging breath out. Now let's go in for 4 and out for 4. Trying to take control. In for 4 and out for 4. Slowing down that breath to normal. In for 4. Out for 4. And can we do that one more time with an added bonus? In for 4. Out for 4. And hold empty for 4. 3, 2, 1.
I did that without choking on my tongue. Maybe that sounds a little grotesque, but it's so hard to do the swings. It's perhaps even more challenging to address the breath. Let's remember to do both this year. We've taken care of we've taken care of the swings component to our workout, always working on the strength. Our favorite strength move is the one and the only get up. Let's follow along either in a bodyweight capacity or with your kettlebell as you finish tonight's practice with maybe 2 or 3 per side. So,
shall we?
We shall. There are strict ways to do our get up, but also have fun with how you get down. So no rules, maybe even no hands. Let's get down. And Lauryn will cue us through our first get up.
Let's start with 1 get up each side and see where that takes us. I'm not going to go too slow, but I am going to tell you when to move. We'll move every 3 to 5 seconds, don't you worry. So let's start in that cuddle position. Position number 1, very important. With that bottom hand gripping your top hand, cuddles, roll to your back and hold in that firing range position for 3, 2. Now from here, let's drive the hip, pull and find our elbow. 3, 2, find the hand. 3, 2, bridge and sweep. Hold. 3, 2, hand will leave the floor and front foot will move. Hold this lunge position for 3, 2, both legs help you up. Hold. 3, 2, drop back, lunge, control, down, hold. 3, 2, front foot moves, rotate, hinge, hold. Stack those shoulders. 2, 1, sweep, hold. 3, 2, to the elbow. 3, 2, to the back. 3, 2, pull bell down. Return to the cuddle. That was pretty good counting, wasn't it?
That was. It was so good. I'm going to nominate you to count us in and out of this next side too.
Sometimes I do it for 10 seconds.
Oh,
Stay tuned.
thank goodness that's not tonight.
Cuddle. Roll. Press. Hold. 3, 2, elbow drive, hip extension. 3, 2, hand. 3, 2, bridge and sweep. 3, 2, hand leaves floor, front foot moves, kneeling lunge. 3, 2, up, up. 3, 2, drop back, control land. 3, 2, step, hinge, rotate. 3, 2, sweep. 3, 2, elbow. And back. In 3, 4, park. Nice.
Excellent.
Now this time I was thinking we should just do one more round, similar, but this time 2 in a row on one side.
I'm in.
Okay, good.
Maybe that second kettlebell rep rather is without the kettlebell or a lighter load. Let's try to keep our time under tension for 2 get-ups in a row.
At your own pace, which is my pace, but it's not that 3-second pace, so a little bit faster, nice smooth moves, but still each move is distinct.
30-second up-down pace.
Times 2.
Times 2.
Ready?
Yep.
From the cuddle to the roll to the press. Hip extend to the elbow. And the hand. A bridge sweep. And up to that lunge position. And both legs up. Repeat that same pace on the way back down. Taking your time. And as you get to your back, keeping that bell up in your firing range position and repeating again. Breathing as needed throughout your get up. Remembering to keep that core braced the whole time. Looking up at your bell as you rotate. And finishing with control. Bell comes down. Roll. Great job. How's it going for you?
2 more to go.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That good?
It's going so well.
Good.
Whether you use the heavy bell like we did over the holidays a little bit, or no bell at all, start with a load that you could do again and again and again. But only 2, I promise, or at least Lauryn promises here. Cuddle it. Cuddle, roll, and press through the hip to the elbow. The tall sit, that sweep, press away in the windmill, square up the lunge, full effort to tall stand. Take your time to the lunge. Windmill, find the floor with the hand. Sweep, find the elbow, to the back, keep it there. Press to the elbow. Tall sits and sweeps. Press the floor away, squaring up. Full body tension to stand. Pull yourself down. Open. Hinge in the windmill. Sit tall. Find the elbow. Push the floor away to go low. 2 hands. Cuddle. And down. And I guess we're coming back up.
Yeah, I just felt the need to come back up. Let's finish with a quick little stretch again.
All right.
Move that bell
Move the bells out of the way.
off to the side.
Okay.
Great. We're not going to use a mat, but you might want a mat for your knees. Come on.
Is this a frog?
We're going to explore the frog today.
Oh, nice.
So from your floor, you're going to bring your knees wider than your hips, like your squat position. I like to have my shins in line with my knees and my feet turned out. From here, let's just keep our hands on the floor, shoulders packed. Now, as we're here, let's tilt the tailbone towards the ceiling or spill the punch out of your belly button if your pelvis was a bowl of punch. Now try to scoop that punch up, tucking the hips under. Let's repeat that again. Try not to move anything else but that pelvis as you tilt your tailbone towards the ceiling. I even like to think that these femurs aren't moving, but it's the hip bones around them. One more time, scoop under. And then let's end with that tailbone towards the ceiling. Now, maybe you stay there. Maybe your knees get a little bit wider, and maybe even you find your elbows and do the same thing one more time. Let's try it again. Tailbone tips to the ceiling, spilling the punch out your belly button. Then tailbone scoops under. Whew. And then one more time, tailbone scoops to the ceiling. Maybe even pushing back and rocking into your lower squat a little bit. And then coming forward, find a neutral place in that pelvis. I like to press to my hands and slowly bring my knees back underneath me. Whew. Well, that was great, Ian.
Yes, it was.
So I like to be up here when I say goodbye. Thanks for joining us today on our Strength and Swings class. This is the Bars and Bells online studio, and I'm Lauryn.
I'm Ian, and you are either a YouTube member at large, one of our many patrons, or one of our members through our online portal. And no matter who you are or which hat you wear, we appreciate you at our practice today and look forward to doing it again.
Next week.
Yes.
Until then, check out some more videos. There's lots to choose from. Keep moving, and together we'll take care. Stay strong, and
We'll train soon.
goodbye.
Goodbye. Spam.